Welcome to the What Does Science Say channel. Peace be upon you. Today, we are undertaking a critical deep dive into a topic that affects a huge number of people. Chronic bad breath or halitosis. We're talking somewhere between 35 and 45% of the population dealing with this at some point.
And that's why this is so important. Our mission here is to get you past the quick fixes, the mints and gums that just cover things up.
Right.
Because if bad breath is chronic, it's a signal. It's telling you there's a deeper imbalance somewhere. Microbial, metabolic, something. The first and most crucial step is figuring out the origin. Where is that odor actually coming from? The mouth, the nose, the throat, or even deeper?
Okay, so let's unpack that. We should start where most people look first, right? The mouth itself.
Exactly. And the most common culprit is, well, it's what you'd expect.
So poor oral hygiene.
Yeah, food debris and dental plaque building up. But the part that really surprised me, and I think will surprise a lot of people, is the role of the tongue.
It's massive, isn't it?
Yeah. It's huge. Something like 90% of the bacteria causing bad breath are actually living on the tongue.
90%? Wow.
Its surface, with all those little bumps, is just a perfect trap for bacteria and their byproducts.
So does that just mean we should be brushing our tongues more aggressively? Or is there a better way?
Brushing definitely helps, but the consensus is pretty clear. A dedicated tongue cleaner or a scraper.
Right, those U-shaped metal things.
Exactly. Copper or stainless steel. They are just way more effective. A toothbrush can kind of just move the bacteria around, but a scraper physically lifts and removes that entire coating. That's what you want.
That brings us to the basic hygiene checklist, the things we all know we should be doing.
Right.
Brushing for 2 full minutes twice a day with fluoride toothpaste. But the compliance numbers are not great.
They're pretty bad. Only about 55% of women and 49% of men actually hit that 2-minute mark.
And that has a real knock-on effect.
A huge one. And if you skip flossing or using interdental brushes, a water pick, whatever, you're leaving 40% of your tooth surface completely uncleaned.
40%.
Yeah. Brushing only gets about 60%. So when that plaque is left behind, it starts to mineralize. It hardens into tartar.
And once that happens, you're stuck.
You're stuck. No amount of brushing at home is getting that off. You need a professional scaling from a hygienist, period.
Okay, before we dive deeper into the body, we have to talk about mouthwash. It's the go-to quick fix, but there's a pretty strong warning about it.
A very strong warning, specifically about alcohol-based mouthwashes.
Why is that?
The alcohol is a really powerful drying agent, and that is the absolute last thing you want.
Because it kills your saliva.
Exactly. And saliva is your body's single most important defense against bad breath.
Which is a perfect segue to our next big topic, dry mouth. Low saliva flow.
It's called xerostomia.
And it's a huge cause of this. So saliva is like the mouth's natural detergent, right? Washing away bacteria and acids.
It is. So when it's not there, everything just stagnates.
So what causes it?
It can be a lot of things. Certain medications are a big one: blood pressure meds, antidepressants, but lifestyle plays a huge role.
Like smoking, coffee.
Smoking, coffee, alcohol, and a really overlooked one, mouth breathing, especially when you're asleep.
Of course. That constant dry air just evaporates all the saliva overnight.
Precisely.
So what's the simple fix for that? For stimulating more saliva?
Well, hydration, but it's about consistency, not just chugging a bottle of water once a day.
Sipping throughout the day.
Yes, sipping constantly. The recommendation is up to half a gallon a day. Also, chewing sugar-free gum is great for physically stimulating the salivary glands.
Okay, this is where things get really interesting. We're moving beyond the mouth and into the gut.
Your gut connection, yeah.
There's a 2024 study that looked at halitosis with no clear oral cause. And it found this powerful link to SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth.
That's right. This suggests the odor isn't even starting in the mouth. It's coming all the way up from the abdomen.
So how does that work?
With SIBO, you get this overgrowth of bacteria in the small intestine. And certain types produce these. They're called volatile sulfur compounds.
Okay.
They get absorbed from your gut into your bloodstream. And once they're in your blood, they circulate everywhere, including your lungs, and you breathe them out.
So you're literally exhaling compounds from your gut.
That's it, exactly.
The results of that study were just mind-blowing.
They were. Treating the SIBO with probiotics led to a 99% resolution of the bad breath.
99%. That seems almost too good to be true.
Well, it was for the patients who successfully cleared the SIBO, but it really shows that for a lot of people, the dentist is just treating a symptom. The real source is the gut.
So the strategy is a really robust probiotic treatment.
It's often what's called a triple therapy probiotic, so combining traditional blends with things like Saccharomyces and even soil-based species. It's about a total reset of the gut flora.
And what about food? Can you get enough probiotics from, say, kimchi or kefir?
You can, but the dose has to be huge. You need to look for unpasteurized, refrigerated products. A good one can have up to 1.5 trillion CFUs.
CFUs, colony-forming units, just to clarify for everyone.
The measure of live bacteria, yep.
Okay, so beyond bacteria, what about diet in general, besides the obvious garlic and onions?
Well, crash dieting or fasting can do it. When your body starts burning a lot of fat, it produces ketones.
Right, the keto diet.
Exactly. And those ketone bodies have a very distinct, not-so-pleasant smell when you exhale them. On the flip side, too much sugar feeds the bad bacteria in both your mouth and your gut.
So for people who think it's linked to indigestion, there are a few simple remedies suggested.
Yeah, some really nice natural ones. For immediate help, just chew on a pinch of roasted fennel or cumin seeds after you eat.
And for something a bit more systemic.
There's a recommendation for a trifala water rinse. It's an Ayurvedic blend of 3 fruits amali, haritki, and bibitki. You soak it overnight, strain it, and use the water as a rinse to cleanse the digestive tract.
Okay, so we've covered the mouth and the gut. What if those are clean? Where else could the smell be hiding?
Then you have to look at the upper airway, the sinuses.
So it could be a sinus infection.
It could be a low-grade infection, allergies, or even just post-nasal drip, that constant mucus dripping down your throat.
Tonsil stones, I've heard of those.
Yes. Little clumps of debris that get trapped in your tonsils. They can smell incredibly foul.
And what's the fix for those?
Sometimes just gargling really vigorously with warm salt water can dislodge them.
This all brings us back to breathing through your nose instead of your mouth.
It's so critical. Breathing through your nose actually produces nitric oxide, which helps with oxygen absorption.
But more importantly for this conversation,
It keeps your mouth from drying out. It maintains that protective saliva flow.
there's even a little breathing exercise to help retrain yourself.
A simple one, yeah. Just hold your tongue behind your front teeth, breathe in deep through your nose for 3 seconds, feel your belly rise, and then slowly out through your nose for 4 seconds.
And just doing that for a few minutes a day helps.
It helps reset the habit.
And what if the problem is just chronic sinus dryness or congestion?
There are 2 great natural hygiene methods for that. First is steam inhalation.
Okay.
You boil some water, add a tiny piece of edible camphor and a couple of cloves, and then just gently inhale the steam for 2 or 3 minutes. It's very clearing.
And the second one is a bit different. It involves moisturizing the inside of your nose.
Yeah, with a bit of warm coconut oil or ghee. You just use a clean finger to apply a little bit inside your nostril before you sleep and inhale deeply. It helps maintain a healthy mucosal barrier.
All right, let's get into the practical at-home toolkit, starting with alkalizing rinses.
Baking soda is the star here. Odor-causing bacteria love acid.
And baking soda is alkaline.
It neutralizes that acid and creates an environment where they just can't thrive.
So how do you use it? Just as a rinse?
You can mix a teaspoon in a cup of water for a mouthwash, or just sprinkle a bit on your wet toothbrush with your toothpaste. There's even a suggestion to mix it with turmeric for an anti-inflammatory effect.
Interesting. But then it also mentions using acids like vinegar or citrus. That sounds like the opposite.
It's about balance. The mild acids actually stimulate a rush of saliva, and then the baking soda you use while brushing helps maintain that healthy, non-acidic pH.
What about things you can just chew on? Natural breath fresheners.
So many good options. Fresh parsley is amazing. It's rich in chlorophyll, which is like a natural internal deodorant.
And mint leaves, obviously.
Mint leaves, cloves, cardamom pods, fennel seeds. Both cloves and cardamom are antibacterial, so they're actually attacking the source.
And for drinks, green tea gets a big recommendation.
Oh, yeah. The antioxidants in green tea are fantastic. They actively reduce those sulfur compounds in your mouth.
Okay, let's wrap up the remedies with essential oils and a simple ginger trick.
For oils, peppermint is great for scent, but the real workhorses are clove, tea tree, and orange oil. They help restore microbial balance. You can even just dab a drop of tea tree oil on your toothbrush.
And the ginger cure.
It's presented as a simple 2-day fix. You just boil some organic ginger and drink the tea unsweetened first thing in the morning and last thing at night. It's meant to be very cleansing. So, when you pull it all together, what does this deep dive tell us?
This is rarely just a simple cosmetic issue.
Exactly. The key takeaway is that you need a holistic approach. You have to manage the biofilm in your mouth, support your gut health, and keep your nasal passages clear and moist.
It's about finding the source, not just masking the smell.
That's the entire goal. Eliminate the source for good.
And that focus on the biofilm, that seems like the future. We've spent so long using products that just kill all bacteria, the good and the bad.
Which just disrupts the whole ecosystem.
Right. So maybe the next step for all of us to look into is ingredients like xylitol. It was mentioned as something that can selectively feed the healthy bacteria.
Restoring that natural microbial diversity that's supposed to keep the bad guys in check to begin with. Something to think about. Thank you for being with us until the end of this video. Please be sure to subscribe to the What Does Science Say channel and give us energy with your likes and comments. Share your comments with us and send the video to your loved one so that others can also use it.